on Wednesday evening.
Was it your second vaccine or your first one?
What?
Was it your
First one.
second? It was the first
It's the
one.
first one. I have no idea if it's probably coincidental. It may be sinus stuff that I'm dealing with. But I've been feeling really tired and a very drippy nose and sneezing my head off and just wanting to sleep.
I think it very well could be vaccine related.
And so I just haven't been pushing myself. I've been very unproductive this week. I haven't pushed myself.
So do you want me to just sort of take the lead on something and just grab something, or?
Sure.
Well, yeah. I was going to take the word unproductive because we use that harshly, right? We use like, I've been unproductive as.
Well, it's the production. I've been productive in taking care of myself. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Well, I had this, as soon as you said unproductive, I had this idea of like an unproductivity party.
Okay, let's do that. I'm all for that.
Does that resonate?
Yep, that resonates.
Cool. So do you have any idea of what you'd like to do around an unproductivity party? Would you like to write about it or draw? Shall we all draw or write and then share? Do you have a sense, or would you like me to pick?
I think with my brain being as muddled as what it is, drawing might be more productive than trying to string words together.
Right.
For me at this point.
Awesome. Awesome. And let me just ask one other question, and it's okay if you don't have words or don't have an answer. Is there anything that you would like to know about unproductivity, or that you would like to feel or shift, or nothing specific coming to mind?
That's a good question.
And it's totally fine to not have an answer.
The word frustrating gets up to me because I have so many projects I would like to tackle, but just this week I have not been able to muster the energy for it. So there's a level of frustration. It's not a beating up kind of thing. It's just like, really?
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So I'll just invite everybody to go in this if you'd like to. And let's just start by drawing an unproductivity party. Jan, I'll take the lead on this art assignment, but please, this is your time, so step in if you like at any time, okay?
Okay.
And I'll give a few.
I think I'm going to productively sharpen my pencil.
That's a very productive thing to do. Just start with an unproductivity party, and then I'll add a few prompts.
All right.
So whatever an unproductivity party looks like, that's where we're starting. I'm going to just add a few little reflections that may or may not come into your drawing. Who's there? What's the setting? Are there decorations? Are there party favors? Oh, a party favor is when you go to a party or an event like a wedding or something, and it's what the guest gets as like a little gift, like a little take home, right? It's a funny expression, party favors. Is there any activity on the agenda? Anything specific that's happening or not happening? Over in the corner, there's something there. What's in the corner? Whatever pops in the mind, something is in the corner. Add it. And there's something that's connected to the ceiling. It's either hanging down or the roof or whatever is above. If it's outdoors, maybe it's somehow suspended. There's something up there.
Oh, golly.
Add that. And we'll just stay 30 more seconds to bring this drawing, this little sketch, to a close. Okay, and there's only, now that you're done with your productivity party or unproductivity party for now, there's only one more thing to draw, which is somewhere all the projects and things, they're somewhere in this picture. Just put them somewhere, something that represents them. All the other projects that aren't happening while you're at the unproductivity party, they're somewhere or represented by something. And Jan, when you're ready, we'll start with you if you'd like to share your drawing and anything you'd like to share about it.
Okay, I had a pile of mattresses, kind of like the Princess and the Pea mattress stack, but there's no pea there, with a ladder to get up into this high thing. And my friends are tucked in under the covers with a bunch of, they're kind of sitting upright with a bunch of pillows behind, comfy pillows behind them. And they all have these, you know, those nice cooling gel masks over their eyes. Because my eyes have been bothering me lately. And there's a tree off to the side that hang with a branch that kind of swings up and over the top. And there's lights hanging from the tree so that we can do fun things while we're sitting in bed and have light on it. And my projects are I've started to list them on the different mattresses because I'm sitting on them.
Oh, nice. Okay.
That's pretty much it.
You know, we've talked about before that even when you're not working on your projects are working on you, right? And through
Exactly.
you.
That's kind of what the feeling was with that part. They're there on the foundation.
Yeah, they're right under you. Will you show us your drawing?
Sure.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
So if you just say what your takeaway is from this, what would you say?
Well, it's nice to get out the different projects and put them on a kind of a fun brain. No, I've never liked the brainstorm idea, but tend to call it my compost bin list. It feels a little less like I'm a little less like I'm losing track of stuff that way.
Mm-hmm. So maybe the takeaway is the productivity that's happening.
Is that I'm being a chicken and sitting on them, getting ready to hatch them.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome.
Yeah. And I just realized one of the things that I didn't put on the list that feels important because I think it would clear the energy is because one of the things that's happened, and I think that is partly part of what's causing the energy stuff, because I'm very sensitive to my environment. It feels a little messy and chaotic. So I think I'm going to do a bit of tidying, but also making it fun. I think I'm going to put up some fairy lights and bring in some greenery and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that sounds great.
I'm not going to rush to do it because the main thing on my list tomorrow is Bob's birthday, and he requested a special dinner meal. So I got to put in groceries and try to do that. So it probably won't begin to happen until at least Sunday or Monday. But I think that's my opening to get back what feels like back into my groove.
Oh, I love that. Put some fairy lights, and that's great because it takes it right from that art assignment too.
Right. That's what it feels like. Because
Awesome.
It feels like this tree branch that's over my bed has fairy lights.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So that's my plan.
Awesome. Good. Oh, that's great.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to just see everybody else's?
Yes, I'd love to have other people. Like I'm sure that I will get ideas and feel inspiration from that.
If you'd like to just briefly say your takeaway and show us, maybe just with our last couple of minutes, if you'd like. Carol, anything? What's your takeaway?
My takeaway is that it's okay to just flat out lie down and do nothing. So we have the little raft in the pool, and we have the sunbather over here, and there were just birds flying around in the sky, and the projects are over here in a box with a rock sitting on top of them, so they can't.
Oh, that's great.
A paperweight, right?
My takeaway is to keep reminding myself it's okay to do that and take breaks.
Oh, that's great. That it's okay to just do absolutely nothing. Wendy, how about you?
Yeah, something similar, but this is me lying on my couch with a party hat on my face and the cat lying on me, curled up in a little ball. So
I love that. I love that.
That is a great image. What's your takeaway, Wendy?
Well, that's basically a portrait of me, minus the party hat. This
Awesome.
week I've done a lot of that, and I felt so it was nice to draw that and just feel like I had permission. It's like,
Yeah.
it's okay to, when I need rest, I need to rest.
Yes.
my body's telling me something. So
Yes, yes. Awesome. Lily, would you like to share
Yeah.
your takeaway?
Yes, I would. It says only you can share. Can
Oh,
you?
sorry. Yep.
So while
good
it's coming on screen, I'll say that my takeaway is that even if somebody's unproductive, I can still gain from their sharing. I love Jan's voice when she's saying, "Oh, I don't really know what I'm going to do." And I know that something wonderful is going to come when she says that.
You should be able to share now. I think I fixed it.
Okay, I'm going to try it again. And we have photo and we have gallery and I learned to narrate what I'm doing so I don't lose people's interest. Yes. So I took a uninspired background. I just go in my gallery and I look for solid spaces or, undrawn on spaces. This is my floor. And then I just drew on it. And it's kind of like pick up sticks like spaghetti and yarn and stuff. And my unproductive became productive because I think I kind of like it.
Oh, it's great. Look at it.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
a
you.
great thing. I'd hang that on my wall.
Okay, I'll send it to you.
That's awesome.
I want to see it on your wall, please, Mary. Thank you.
That would be really cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
Constanza, I was tickled because you said you already had something in the corner.
Yes, I
Can't
have
hear you
the
there.
sun already in the corner. And then, so it's a bit hard to, like this. So this is a person we see from the back. This is the back hair. And she's out, sunshine, blue skies, and she's throwing all of the papers for all of the different projects up in the air. And then here is a little Biedermeier table that's like delicate of metalwork, and it has a stack of macaroons on it and some freshly made lemonade. And this is the object that the person has. It's a pipe. Like the woman is smoking a pipe and she's enjoying it. And then all that goes up in the air. And my takeaway is, if we literally throw our projects on papers in the air, they get lifted or they get air kissed or however you call it, but like there's some air in them. And then you just walk away and drink your lemonade and puff on your little smoke and whatever. I don't mean hush, but like really, like you enjoy a really good cigar or something. And she also has a hat on, like, and then you just enjoy your own little party. And there were no people. Like, no, we don't need people for an unproductivity party. We get to enjoy ourselves. It was really fun to do. So thank you, Jen, for bringing that topic forward.
Awesome. I'll share mine really quick. Mine, they were just really excited to have a party. They weren't resting. They actually were sort of more energetic than ever because they got to have an productivity party. Here you get stars for everything you don't do. You get a gold star. And that's like, they're really, really excited about that. Woo, I didn't do that. Woo, I didn't do that. And then one of the last prompts, I don't remember what I asked. There was the corner, there was something, oh yeah, in the corner, produce came up for, I guess, products. So at the unproductivity party, they're having really fresh produce and getting gold stars for everything they don't do. And they're just so happy. And it made me like really want to have an unproductivity party.
I love it. My whole chart would be full of. I love it. My chart would be full of stars this week. I have been very productive at being unproductive.
I love that. That's something like, let's be the best at being unproductive. That's awesome. Wonderful. Well, thank you, Jan.
Thank you, everyone, for helping me laugh and shift the energy.
Woo! Awesome. Carol, I checked in on Sandy. I've not heard from her. I'll leave this up to you. Shall we go ahead and progress, or do you want? We can always come back around if you want. It's your call.
Well, I just have to leave by 3:30. I have to teach a voice lesson that I'm subbing for a colleague this week. So I think we have time if Lily wants to go before we sleep.
Yeah.
But just in case Sandy shows up.
I was hoping. I was hoping to have everybody participate because there's a part for each person to play. So I will pass my baton to the next person and come back around later.
Okay, well, I can go ahead. That's fine. We'll just let Sandy sneak in when she sneaks in. Hopefully she'll be.
Carol, I don't want Sandy to miss if you want to let one person go and then you go after that one person. Then you'd still have time.
Well, now that I'm thinking about it, what I'm going to say really fits with the productivity
Okay.
parties. Maybe we should
Okay.
go ahead.
Awesome. Awesome.
that.
Your call, Carol. Go for it.
Yeah. Okay, so just to kind of set the scene for us a little bit, I am in the middle of a training program to teach people how to sleep, and the program is called the Sounder Sleep System. It was developed by Michael Krugman, who was a Feldenkrais practitioner who had insomnia. And he noticed when he was coming to the trainings that we do certain lessons where you open and close your hand like a bell. And he would reliably, and so would other people in the room, most of us, fall asleep from doing this hand movement. So he got curious about that and started exploring sleep research, I guess you could say sleep research, and breathing and yoga postures, especially the mudras, the hand positions, and came up with this beautiful system to help you learn how to sleep. So it has 3 components. And by the way, you're helping me practice. This is part of what I'm supposed to be doing for my training right now. So thank you for that. It has 3 components. One is guided natural breathing. One is daytime relaxation techniques that are called day tamers. And then nighttime sleep-inducing techniques that are called night tamers. So the idea is that, first of all, rather than trying to do some kind of deep breathing exercises which actually oxygenate the body and cause us to rev up and want to get active, guided natural breathing is simply breathing for whatever you need. So you can call it metabolic breathing also. Sometimes we're doing heavy activity, we need to breathe a lot. Other times we're being couch potatoes or whatever, the princess and the pea there in her bed. And we don't really need that much oxygen. Well, guess what? When you're going to sleep, the oxygen level decreases. So if you're trying to do deep breathing to relax and go to sleep, you're actually waking yourself up with your good intentions. So that's the first thing I would offer you, is just this very simple, light, easy, soft, slow breathing. I think I've used that terminology with a group sometimes before. Very light, very simple, small breaths. No need to get rigid and say, oh, I can't take a real breath. I can't take a real breath. Just whatever, quiet, simple, easy breathing. So that's the first place that we start. And then the day tamers are a very important part of the process when you actually start training in this method, not as a practitioner, although we do this process too, but as an everyday person who wants to sleep better. You do things in the daytime. You practice things in the daytime before you try to use it prior to going to sleep. So here's the interesting thing about falling asleep. Falling asleep is leaving things alone, letting go, getting rid of our produce, or try to solve all the world's problems or your family's problems or your work problems. Is to really just not think of anything in particular. So I'm going to invite you to come back to the unproductivity party place, except Marnie was pretty revved up with her party, so she can do what she wants. And just come back to a light, easy breath. Most of the sounder sleep things are done lying down, but we're not going to go there today. We're going to do some of the day tamer things that you can do without needing to be horizontal. Because the most important part is finding repose in cycles during your day. When we sleep, We start out at conscious level, and then you kind of drop into a more meditative kind of brainwave state, and then gradually you begin to drop a little deeper, and then you come out, and then you'll drop a little deeper, and you'll come out, and then you'll drop down, and you'll stay down in a deeper sleep for a while, and then you almost wake up again. Sometimes we do completely wake up and get worried. Oh no, I'll never go back to sleep. I woke up. Oh no, it's only 3 o'clock in the morning. Now what shall I do? But what's happening is the continuation of this cycle of action and repose. And the next cycle of sleep will not come all the way up and drop down, drop down, drop down, drop down, and then stay. And then you might come back up a little bit, but not as far. This isn't a healthy sleeping thing, and REM sleep is part of that whole process, and dreaming in the deeper parts of sleep. So letting go of everyday life is important when you come to sleep. So we're just going to take a little minute to be comfortable in your chair, however you are, and just breathe lightly, and whatever your body needs is correct. We're breathing for living, and sleeping. We're not breathing for specialized activities like singing or running a marathon or whatever. Just finding your rhythm right now. And thinking about nothing in particular. It's the first little mantra. Nothing in particular. Only rest. It's useful to remind yourself that bedtime has a very specific purpose, and that is rest. And it's only rest. Nothing is required except rest and a calm, clear mind. If you find yourself thinking about something, just redirect your mind by silently repeating only rest, quiet rest, and a calm, clear mind. And if you should have some intrusive or disturbing or repetitive thoughts of any kind, you can silently say to them, "Not now. At this moment, I choose quiet rest. Nothing else is required of me at this time. Only quiet rest and a calm, clear mind." Nothing in particular, only rest, not now. And direct your attention to the sound of your breath. Every time you breathe in, gently, lightly, softly, slowly. Imagine your breath is making the sound of the word not. And each time you breathe out, imagine your breath is making sound of the word now. Breathe naturally without hurry or effort, and listen to your breath as it says not now. And slowly bring yourselves back into the room if you're not totally asleep. I think Wendy's, oh, there she comes. Good morning. So that's your nighttime ritual. That's something that you can do to turn things off, because one of the things they have learned from sleep research is that, let's see, how do I say, that people who are healthy sleepers, who fall asleep easily, that's what they do. They stop thinking about anything in particular and just float away. Which is kind of backwards from if you've been having trouble sleeping, you're worried about something, it's really hard to let that pushing go and just say, not now, really, it's okay. I'll be fresh in the morning. I'll deal with you in the morning. Right now, I need to process what's going on, and I might have a better idea in the morning than I have right now. So I offer that to you as your nighttime. And think of it as a lulling move. Don't think of it as I have to do this to make myself go to sleep, because that won't work. You have to allow sleep to emerge, which is really a different process. And I'm sure many of you are experienced meditators as well. It's the same kind of allowing yourself to go into the meditative state instead of trying to talk yourself into it or force yourself into it somehow. All right, so now I'm going to show you a day tamer. And this can also be done in bed at night, lying on your side, if I forget to say that later. Day tamers are relatively unobtrusive things you do with your hands that you can do sitting up. And so you can do them anytime. But again, we want to think about the this action and repose cycle. If you're not doing that during the day, that is going to make it much harder for you to fall into that resting, really deep action and repose cycle that I was just talking about before. So this is like a 2-minute break, a 5-minute break, somewhere in your day, several times, 2 or 3 or 4 times throughout the day. And or you can do it when you're in a meeting that's not so interesting, that you're not running and you just if people are getting a little you can just go to your hands and be ready to go. Okay, Wendy. So
Quick something. We're getting a little hum, and I'm not sure if it's on yours or not. May I mute you for just a moment?
oh, sure.
Yeah, I think that's it. That's fine. I was just making sure that, got it. I think we're good. I think we're good. Just be aware that we've got a little bit of a hum. It seems like it's really picking up whenever you move around a bit.
Oh, okay. Well, nothing's on. I don't have any fans or anything on today, so it shouldn't be that. I don't know. Huh.
All right, you're good.
Maybe. Okay, all right. So this day tamer is called the depth. And what we're looking for is the depth in the palm of your hand. And let's see, I think there's a special hand here. Yeah. The left hand is underneath the right hand. And then you're going to put your thumb and find your own spot. It's not like an acupuncture point. It's just in that general area in the cup of your hand. Okay, and then you can just rest your hands in your lap. And just explore, now that you have them in your lap, to see, is that the deepest spot in my hand? It feels like a nice, comfortable place. And just sit there for a minute or two with your thumb in the palm of your hand and notice any sensations that might come up for you. Might feel a little pulse in there. So Wendy, we have the hands like this, and then you can rest them in your lap so that your thumb is in the center of your palm. You might feel warmth there. You might feel a little tingling. Or you might feel like a wave of relaxation somewhere in your body that's not your hand. We're just going to sit for a few seconds with that. Slowly inhaling and exhaling, taking all the time you need, which means it could be a not very long time, or it could be a really long time to breathe. And now, as you slowly exhale, press the thumb very delicately, very slowly into the palm of your hand. Very kind, tender. And then as the inhalation rises in your body, you can let your thumb release that pressure. And then you do it again. As you exhale slowly in your own speed, own time, pressing gently with the thumb. However long it takes to exhale is how long you press with your thumb. However long it takes to inhale, that's how long it takes. Very, very light pressure. And now keep your hands joined like that and stop and rest for several breath cycles. Notice any changes in your mood or the pattern of your breath, anything else that you notice. And you can continue this for as long as you like. If you feel like your thoughts are still racing, you can go through another round of pressing your thumb into the depth and sitting quietly. And that's your day tamer. And that's what I have for you today.
Oh, that was so great.
Thank you. This is amazing work. I'm going to be doing, like, they call them sleep seminars, where you have people come in on Friday late afternoon, evening for 3 hours, and then you come for another 4.5 hours on Saturday, and you can even do a third day on Sunday. You are so rested by the end of that time. You didn't know you could rest like that. It's really, really special.
It's like it's like a pajama party, that kind.
Yeah, exactly. I actually did one for some of my colleagues that were stressed out last spring. I said, "You want to do a sleep party? Put on your jammies." They were in bed with their stuffed animals. It was awesome.
Carol,
Oh,
in our last couple of minutes, do you want to either, would you be willing to just receive responses,
I
or would you like to answer questions, or how about we,
won.
okay. And you're okay if we use your last time for that as opposed to something else? Okay, great. Yeah, so I'll just open up for anybody who has either a question or comment for Carol.
I can start. I mean, for me, it's evening time. I'm getting ready for bed like in 2 hours anyway. But like I noticed how much I calm down physically, and that I really feel my tiredness, but not in an unpleasant way. And it was very easy for me to not think. Like that worked really, really well. Like, yeah. And it's, you press with your right thumb in your left middle hand, right? Then I did it
Yeah,
the right way.
I think you can do it with the other hand also. So if you were doing it in bed, you'd be lying on your side. And if you like to sleep on your right side, then you would use your left hand.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but I'm so intrigued. I already looked up the method last week on Friday, and they offer seminars in German as well. And in Germany, the same methodology.
Yes.
One person is licensed in Germany, and I think this is something I will really benefit from with all my sleeping issues for years now. I'm so grateful you introduced us to the method, and then today I think you should also early on consider if you can do something online training with just audio or something, because it's I really resonate to your voice as well. So I think you could sell that easy, you know, like a guided meditation or something. Yeah, so it was really great. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm actually getting ready to buy a really good microphone this weekend, probably, so that the voice is even better.
Yeah,
Thanks for the encouragement. I appreciate that.
absolutely.
I just want to echo what Constanza just said about your voice. You have the perfect voice for this kind of thing. It's very soothing. Yeah. And one thing that was really, I thought was kind of neat, I wanted to share was when I was doing the thumb in the palm exercise, as I was relaxed, I noticed I was starting to do this with my thumb. I was starting to stroke the inside of my palm. And I was just unconsciously, you know, and I realized, oh my gosh, that's what my mom used to do, this to my arm when I was stressed out, and as a kid, you know, she would do this to me. She called it goosebumps. So it was like this unconscious little stroking, you know.
That's
That showed to me that I was very relaxed, and yeah.
awesome. Thanks.
Sandy.
Hi, so sorry that I was late and that I had not factored in the time change into an appointment that I had made. And the appointment was for a full massage. And let me tell you, I needed it. And it wasn't until this morning that I realized, oh no, I am off an hour because of the time change. And that's why I apologize. Thank you so much for trying to wait. I got here in time for the thumb thing. And oh my gosh, it was just so nice to, like, you know, pop in and sit down and be able to do that. So I love the work that you're doing, Carol. I absolutely love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know, sometimes when people, you know, have multiple modalities going on, you know, like they're this and they this and this, and sometimes it's sort of a bit of a mystery to try to figure out the thread. But this just really does weave in with Singer Spa, and I mean, it's so, and even the voice, and it's just awesome. I can imagine, I don't know if it's actually part of Sound or Sleep, but I can imagine humming, you know, and the hugging your body through hum. I don't know if that's officially part of it, but I can imagine you integrating that and being kind of another place of, you know, that integration.
Exactly. The woman who's our trainer is actually a very good singer, and she's more in the jazz kind of style, and she's bringing more vocal work into this. So I was really happy. I'm like, yeah, okay, Soul Sister, here we go. So, yeah, so it's all overlapping quite nicely. It's really fun to watch it happen. So thank you all for your feedback and for relaxing with me today.
Awesome. I know Lily wanted to have us all here, and Carol, I know you have to go off to sub a class. So Lily, are you able to hear? Let's see. See if we so Lily, we are not hearing you yet. Oh, there you are. There you are. All right. You are connecting to audio and you have us all. Sandy's here and we are yours, Lily. We are not yet hearing you. Lily, maybe you're still connecting. There you are.
Yeah.
Whoops. Okay, you are muted.
Oh, golly, am I not muted now?
Now you are good.
Okay, good. So I've decided that I have the brilliant stage direction, director, producer, et cetera, that I need to take advantage of my participation in this group to learn from the master, because I've wanted to do a Zoom virtual play production kind of a thing for a long time. And I'm like, keep hearing about her doing this. I might as well practice with her. So, ladies, we're going to do like an improv, like a, what do you call this? Second city thing. We're going to be the first city. Yeah, we're gonna be the Zoom city. And now I'm gonna like not see you for a moment because I have to go off and reach you from my messenger. I'm just gonna ask you if you're all game, or if you choose not to, just let me know. I won't see you raise your hands. You'll tell me, Lily, I'm gonna sit out, please, okay? And I'm gonna ask you to unmute yourselves because we're gonna sing, if that's okay with you. And I don't know if everybody knows the tune, but first I'm going to sing to you the tune, and then we're going to modify it the Art Abundance way. So the tune is Old MacDonald. Can I have a show of hands who knows the Old MacDonald song? Yes, yes, yes. And Constanza, can you just type in the Zoom chat if you know that, please? No, I thought you might not. Okay, so I'm going to sing it. If you all would accompany me, please, that would be terrific. And we're going to start with a duck. We're just going to sing one stanza. And a 1 and a 2 and a 3. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on the farm he had a duck, E-I-E-I. She knows it. With a quack, quack here and a quack, quack there. Here a quack, there a quack, everywhere a quack, quack. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. So English lyrics, because now we're changing them. I see there's like a time lag with the thing, but that's okay. That's what life is all about. And Wonderland is imperfect land. Can we write that down, please, somebody? So I'll remember that. Okay, so now we're going to be changing it. But before we do, ladies, I would like to invite you. I have to quick go to my chat so I remember what I'm inviting you to do precisely, exactly. And I would like you, please, to each well, here's what I'm telling you to do. I would like you to please each our song is going to be The Band of Bells had a concert, ring ding 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 ding, and in the concert they had a blank. So I'm going to ask you all to please choose an instrument and write it down, and then we sing ring ding 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 ding, and then we're going to have a with a blank blank here. So ideally your instrument has 2 words each, 1 syllable each, but I tried it works the other way, and of course we do it the imperfect way, so it doesn't matter. So Marnie, how much time should I give them to do that?
Well,
Raise your hands.
can you give some structure again?
Yes.
The Band of Bells had a concert.
Wait. All they need to do right now is write down an instrument they either enjoy hearing or playing, or they would like to learn more about, just a fun instrument.
Oh, got it.
Sounds that the instrument makes. Ideally, 2 words. They could be the same words or different. Ideally, 1 syllable, but it's okay because we Wonderland it.
Got it.
We
And
are
are you writing this down in the chat?
just for themselves because they're going to supply it. Actually, it's a good idea to write it in the chat and then it'll be here. It'll
Okay.
be like our, extravaganza poem together. Okay, now I have to go back to where I wrote my instructions for you. Give me a high sign verbally, please, when they're done. I was gonna, you know what I was gonna ask them, what their animals are and their sounds. Maybe when you each know what your thing is, if you could please tell me and I'll write it down in case we forget. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Terrific.
So I'll help moderate this.
Thank you.
Carol is a cello.
Oh, wow. What sound does a cello make, Carol?
Blink, blink, bow.
Blink, blink, bow. I love it. Okay, I'm ready for the next person.
Wendy is a violin.
Wendy is a violin. I love how that sounds. And what sound does a violin make, Wendy?
I wasn't thinking about an automatopoeia sound with that. So I'm kind of, I might choose a different instrument.
Wendy, you could say automatopoeia with an automatopoeia here and an automatopoeia there. You want to try that?
Yeah, because I like that word.
Yeah, I think it's cool. And so I see it doesn't have to be 1 syllable. I'm so ecstatic. You're like my beta testers, you realize. Bella beta testers. Okay, thank you, thank you. Who would like to go next?
Sandy.
Sandy's
Sandy.
drum. Thump, thump.
Drum.
Thump,
Thump,
thump.
thump. Thump, thump. Thank you, Sandy. And Marnie, I didn't notice the time when I started. How much time do I have left?
Let's see, we're going, you've got about 7 minutes left.
Okay, and who's next?
I picked an Indian flute.
Indian
flute. Just flute because it fits in the thing, but I'm thinking Indian flute and my sound is woot, woot, woo.
Woot, woot, woo. Woot, woot, woo. Yay. And who's next?
It's me, it's a
Yeah.
piano, and it's thrum, hum, hrum.
Thrum,
Thrum, hum, and then it's like a G,
Drum.
drum.
Okay. Okay, and we need Constanza.
She said she will listen.
Okay, and I'm gonna be my my tongue drum, and that'll be pa-pling, pa-pling, pa-pling. Okay, is that everybody?
Yes.
Okay, fabulous. Just so you know, I'm only doing like 1/3 the program, but that's good for me to know that now I have a whole program ready for next time. Okay, so now so now I don't need to be reading my thing. I could go back and I could watch you. Okay, so I like to do the 1 and a 2 and a 3. So I'm gonna do that and then I'll like take a breath and then we'll start because every time I try to lead singing here, everybody's all behind me.
That is the nature of Zoom. It's completely 100% lag. So
Okay.
there's no way to
Thank
do
you.
that without special
Okay.
software.
Okay. But that adds to the ambiance.
Absolutely.
So Marnie, if you're in the mood, you could type it, please. If you're not, it's fine, but it's gonna be, wait, I could share it with you in the thing. Hold on. Okay, wait. Okay, share, enable share. Where'd it go? La-da-dee-dee-da. Okay, I could sing to you people while I look for things. Okay, Marnie's not letting me share. 1 second, Zoom. Oh, I have to touch something, share. Okay, you know what, I didn't, hold on. I'm using up all my time for this. 1 second, with okay, here we go. 1, save, and 2, save. Okay, Marnie, I'm going to send them to you and you're going to share them and they'll follow through. Oh, I just sent it to myself. Okay, we're just going to wing it. Sorry, I'll repeat it again. You know, with a, like we'll sing and then I'll have sung the first line and then when I sing the second line, you'll repeat it. It'll work like that.
And I'll capture it in the chat as well.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, now I got to get back to the Zoom and here I am. My time's almost up, but we're here. And a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a breathe. I forgot what I'm saying. The band of bells had a band.
Concert.
Right. Concert. Ring, ding, 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 ding. And in the band, there was a carol.
Cello. Cling, 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 cling. A ring, 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 ring.
With
the
a plink, plink here and a plink, plink there. Here a plink, there a plink. Everywhere a plink, plink. The band
Oh.
of bells had a concert. Ring, ding, 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 ding. Yay. Okay. And in the band, there was a Sandy.
Thump, thump.
There
Thump,
was a drum.
thump,
Thump,
thump.
thump, 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 thump. And with a thump, thump here, and a thump, thump there. Here a thump, there a thump, everywhere a thump, thump. The band of bells had a concert. Ring, ding, 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 ding. We're gonna get to Jan. And in the band there was a
Flute.
flute.
woot, woot, woot,
Woot,
woot, woot.
woot. With a woot,
With
woot.
a woot, woot here and
Here
a
and a
woot,
woot.
woot there.
Here a woot, there a woot, everywhere a woot, woot.
Everywhere
Oh,
was our band of bells had a concert. Ring, ding, 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 ding. And now we get to Marnie. And in the band there was a
Piano.
What
Thrum hum, thrum hum.
thrum,
With a thrum hum, thrum, and a thrum hum,
thrum here. Here a thrum, there a thrum, everywhere a thrum, thrum. Our band of bells had a concert. Ring, ding, 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 ding. And now we get to Lily. And in the band there was a tongue drum. Pling, 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 pling. With a pling, pling here and a pling, pling there. Here a pling, there a pling, everywhere a pling, pling. Our band of bells had a concert. Pling, 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 pling. Did I get everybody? Wendy. And in the band there was a
Bird.
Oh, did you just
Bird. Tweet, tweet.
And what did the bird say? Tweet, 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 tweet.
Tweet,
With
tweet.
a tweet, tweet here and a tweet, tweet there, here, tweet there, tweet everywhere, a tweet, tweet. Our band of bells had a concert. Tweet, 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 tweet. Ring, ring, ding, ding, ding. Yay! And in our crescendo, let's all go. Automatopoeia. Automatopoeia. Yay! Thank you, ladies. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
What
I
fun,
loved it.
you.
That was fun.
I am so, so, so glad.
That was fun. Woo. Okay.
Yes, Marshmallow is an honorary bell. Thank you,
Yeah.
Marshmallow, so much. Did you see her feathers going? It was so cool.
Where'd you go?
That was wild. And I hope it was helpful to you, Lily, to
It
give
was
it a little try.
fantastic.
Great.
It was fantastic. I want to really fast say, I'm ecstatic that I overplan rather than underplan.
Yes.
And I'm thrilled that the little bit that I shared that's just the tip of the iceberg is enough. And I am complete. Thank you.
Awesome. Thrump, thrump, thrump. All right. So great. Thanks, Lily. So we kind of went in a different order because we went in a different order. So what have we done? We've done Jan, Carol, and Lily. Is that right? Okay.
Mhm.
So we have Sandy, Wendy, and Constanza. Constanza, can you go next?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Let me switch that on. Okay.
Hi. Constanza,
Hi.
I'm not sure if you saw, because of my data, I'm keeping my video off as much as possible. So
That's fine.
if that's okay with
No.
you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, do you have something in particular you'd like to explore?
No, not really. We can maybe move a little bit into the, how do you say that, partial work? Like if you not work full time but half time
Full-time?
or
Mhm.
part time, yeah. Because I think this week was definitely a part time week from the amount of work. And that was really good. I started to work the first week with my new employee that signed up with me since Tuesday, like March 16th was her first day in the contract. And she works 3 days a week for a few hours, like 9 hours or 9.5 hours total. And that was, I mean, it was a lot on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to get everything done with her. And I was working besides with teams and had one-on-one sessions. But I also had yesterday kind of off as an office day. And today I took completely off. I was babysitting my niece all day because she's sick. She couldn't be in kindergarten. And so it feels really good. Like I had nothing. I didn't even bring my computer last night. I slept at my sister's to be there in the morning already. And I didn't bother to bring my laptop, and it wasn't even needed. Like that's really good. And I have at least two more weeks that are coming up with a light schedule already that I'm not booking anymore. And then I have 3 more weeks coming, which have kind of a tighter schedule. So it will be a lot more challenging to aim for part-time work, looking at what's already in my books. But it was really good. And I can totally see that why I said I wanted to work less is because I have more things I'm excited about to do in my free time. And that definitely happened this week. I made a card for my niece's kindergarten teacher. She's moving to Sweden, and my sister asked me if I could give something because they see her for the last day today. And so I was crafting, and I was doing a little bit of washi things. And then I was having sushi with my other sister last night. And then I was seeing my niece all day today. And there was something else I forgot, but I did something else this week. And so it's a nice balance. And I definitely feel less exhausted at the end of the week. And I also said no to a crazy team coaching that popped up by someone I already had an intro talk to in September. Then I didn't hear anything of her. And now she says, oh, it's urgent. Now I need your help. It's burning. She even wrote that. It's burning.
Yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah. I sold her the one-on-one coaching, which is nice because I can do that sitting in my kitchen, But I told her I'm only available in July and August for anything team. And that's fine because I have nothing booked in those time frames. So if she wants me to do something in July and Corona allows it, no problem. But like I really didn't aim to squeeze something in that I'm not even excited about anymore. So that was also like the mind shift we talked about in office hours, that I now need to be really more strict about what projects I take on because my time is limited. And given the next 4 to 6 weeks, I already have a lot of things scheduled. And how do you say that? Like it's not a maybe, it's projects, they will take place. I will get.
Right.
Do you have a parrot on your shoulder, Wendy? Is it alive?
It's a cockatiel, yeah.
Oh, a kakadu. Oh,
Well,
that's so cute. I just saw something like a shadow and I go like, what? Oh, I love them. What is his or her name?
Her name's Marshmallow.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's why there came up marshmallow. I was thinking of marshmallows that you eat. I love them because I love s'mores. And there is oh my God, I don't have it here right now, but I'll have to show you next week. there is an Australian washi company who does washi with marshmallows, like not the kakadu, but the real marshmallows that you eat. I love that. And the name of the marshmallow is cocoa. And I love the designs with cocoa because I love marshmallows. I have to send you some samples. They are like cute as fuck, like really, oh my God. But that's, yeah, marshmallow, that's so nice to meet you. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so I think anything that would help me explore on a very light surface, because I'm just getting my balance back and I still have the burning tongue, but it's getting a little bit better. Right. So I don't want to get too much into, how do you say that? Planning for now. Right. But if anyone has anything to share about part-time work, if you have ever been in your life there, where you definitely had limited working hours, what did you consider? How to provide for yourself, I think is what you say in English. I'm not worried about the money part at all, but what do I need to think of, or what should I consider to make part-time work out towards the second half of the year? Because I'm not trying to erase something from my calendar right now that's already booked. I know I will also have a pretty tight schedule in June, but it's becoming tight because I have 11 days of holidays in it. So then I work a little bit more before and afterwards. I will leave that as is, but like I have blank month where nothing is in right now. What, like what would you all consider doing, or what have helped you in the past? Or is there a system you use for online booking or calendaring or whatnot? This is something I would like to explore today. So who has something to share?
So it looks like, yeah, Wendy.
Are you looking to, forgive me, are you looking to fill that empty time? Or, I mean, like, are you looking for work, like paid work to fill that time, or just to be productive during that time?
I'm not worried about that the work will show up, because work always shows up for me. Like, that is so sure. It's more like how to set up a system that I'm not working 4 or 5 days again, or that I'm working 3 days full time and 2 days off, because this is not the balance I'm seeking. I really like to have a day off in the week, and then the other 4 days still work part-time, I think. Or have 2 days off and work 3 days part-time. That would be kind of cool. But like when do you decide what to take on? Or I don't know, maybe you even have a different system of part-time work that worked for you. Then I would love to hear about it, because there will be more clients than I can serve. I'm very sure of that.
So maybe what you're looking for is a system that helps you say no and not overbook. Is that part of it?
Yeah, like how do you choose what to do and when to work? I mean, like this week when I started working with Mona, my new assistant, she even asked me what working hours I would prefer. And I was like, I don't know, because I don't have set working hours.
Right.
We agreed that on her first day, which is always Tuesday, she works in the afternoon, because this is much more me. Like, I'm with Sandy. I'm more on a late schedule where I work in the daytime and I love to sleep in. So I'm not a good morning worker at all. But then she will do the mornings on Wednesday and Thursday, which is fine. She has 3 hours. I will catch her sometime. And she's flexible as well. But it's those kind of things. If someone asks me, oh, you work part-time, when are your working hours, or how much do you work? I would be like, I don't know that just yet,
Well,
because
I think you have, I think from my experience, and I think there are 2 ways to go. One is to set yourself a schedule, right? Like, I work Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, and then I'm off, Thursday through Sunday. Or I work, every day, whatever, 9 to 1, or, so one way is to have a schedule, just as if you were hired part-time. If a company hired you, right, and said, these are your part-time hours, 20 hours a week, you're going to work, whatever that is, and again, that can be 2.5 days, it could be 5 days with, 4 hours. So one way is just to hire yourself, and that's your calendar and that's your schedule. The other is to just really be flexible and just, maybe make a statement like, I work 20 hours a week, or even, I work, 80 hours a month, right? Maybe part-time for you means that you work 2 weeks full time, and then you take 2 weeks off, or maybe it changes from month to month. And I've known people, and I know myself, who've done both ways, either like a set schedule or, just sort of depending on, but if you have a flexible thing, basically, if you book something that, okay, this is going to be 5 hours for this day, those 5 hours are no longer available. So it's like you have only a certain amount of slots that you can fill.
Yes, I think the first thing doesn't make sense to me. It's the second, like decide on an hour base, and I think it will be 25 hours a week included, and that's not just working with clients, but that's also me meeting with my assistant, me doing taxes. So part of the 25 hours is client work, and then I also need office time,
and prep work, right? And especially because we talked about that last time, to make sure that you don't, get yourself into a situation. So that's prep work.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's 25 hours a week. And, if you could play with that, I mean, if that could be playful in your calendar, even maybe you have, 25 little 1-inch tapes, pieces of washi, and you've got 25 of them that you allow yourself to put down, or it doesn't have to be playful. But basically that's the idea, is there are 25 of them, and for anything that doesn't fit there, they get pushed to another week.
Yeah, and I think what I even need to do before is time myself, because I couldn't tell you how much time do I actually need for preparing this kind of workshop or that kind of seminar or something. I don't know exactly.
Yeah, and for that, it's helpful to kind of know, and this was something I did in creating time. It's like doing a money log, like, when people say, oh, I don't know how much I spend, and they need to make a log. For time, it's the same way. And, very few of us have a very accurate sense of how long things actually take. And, so it's good to find like, oh, okay, I need to always double what I think. Money log, exactly. Money lawn sounds good too. Instead of money growing on trees, money growing in the lawn.
I'll get the lawnmower, or what I mean, like
the lawnmower.
Yeah, the lawnmower.
Yeah, and so and it's interesting. Are you a person that needs to triple how much time you think it needs, or has to double how much time you think it needs? For me, myself, I always double, and I still am often not right. So, part of that is seeing how long something takes, and also giving yourself lots of leeway, because it definitely takes longer than you think you do. Almost always.
Yes, and then I got like more than a full day of assistance right now, right? I have not enough hours a week. And that was interesting, because this week we had a 1.5 hour session where we met and just talked and introduced ourselves, and I explained what's coming. And so that makes it down to 8 hours. And I think 6.5 hours, which seems to me pretty much, she took to wrote the report, and the report has 6 pages. But the back and forth, and no, it's 6 pages in the report, and then all the handouts had to be made into one document, and I had to send emails, and oh my God, it was back and forth and back and forth. But I still felt like that's pretty long. I think I would have only needed 2 hours. which is completely just a mind idea. I never write reports. It would have probably taken me the same amount of time, but I wasn't worried because if I had given this to the virtual assistant, it
Mhm.
will be a lot more expensive than now that I
Right.
hired a student who is completely insured through my company, and she is a
Yes.
part-time always coming, right? And
Yes.
so and she's good. I can tell that there needs some training and some feedback, but I mean, I got it. I had to go over it 2-3 times, and then in the end it took me 15 minutes to wrap it up and send it off, and I was a day early. I'm never before my deadlines. Like, I'm 1 minute before the deadline ends, but I'm never like a day and a half. I was like, oh my god, this is the new life. I feel like on a little floaty on the beach, you know, like I'm like off in the ocean and everything is done. So it was really worth hiring someone again. And yeah, I need to get a feeling of those time frames, and maybe she will even start logging the hours for me on client projects, so that I get a better idea over the next 4 to 6 weeks, because I have a lot of things coming up for the one project and the next seminar and the students, and something I already know and something we need to prepare new. Maybe it's really worthy to look into billing the hours very meticulously for a few weeks to help me get a better understanding, and then also for budgeting, like what do people need to pay for preparation work.
Yeah, and I would say, just in terms of advice and experience, that with that, I mean, you can even clarify that, you know, you're wanting, and there are so many different apps and tools for time tracking or, you know, billing. There's a lot, but just clarify that it's, you know, it's not a question of trusting her to be accountable for her time. It's, you know, learning how to be more productive and how to work best together.
Yes, I will also I want her to track my hours.
Oh, great.
I do, because I go on a call for 45 minutes with my colleague Gabriela, and we only speak about the project, right? I never consider this real work, but this is what I'm thinking. Like, I really need to track when am I productive and doing something that counts for any of my clients, or for any reading up on some topics that are upcoming in a seminar. And then yes, she can easily track her hours, and she already has to for the German text thing, because she's a student hired. She needs to put down anyway what week she worked, and now I just tell her, give a little note on what project went in, so we have a log of everything I do as a business. Because it's just a part. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
If you know some of the time, like the money, if you know an app or a free program, you know, where I don't have to pay for it, maybe you can send me an email on it. Or
yeah, I will. And if anybody else, Wendy, do you use one? Maybe you can stick in the chat if you use one. I use a really outdated one, but I have a couple of other recommendations.
Okay.
Wendy, do you use one?
I'm looking into that kind of thing just to be more organized. So I have been looking into some options. So I'll share what I've found.
Yeah, we can discuss it in email as well. Great. Yes.
The one I've used forever is TraxTime. It is so outdated. I know there's, you know, lots of other stuff. It's very bare bones. Monday.com is great. But there are a lot. But TraxTime, it's one of those things I've used for a million years and it still works. So I'll throw that out. But there are a lot of other ones.
Okay, that was
even just putting in top 10 5 best time tracking apps of 2021.
This is what I can Google in English. Yeah, great.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, here's one I'm just going to stick in there. It's the Hour Stack. That's a good one. So yeah, you can Google it. And yeah, Monday.com. Hour Stack has a really good reputation. I've never used it, but I know people say it's very easy. And I know Toggle Track is a free one as well. So those are a few.
Okay, great. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome. All right, Sandy or Wendy?
Go ahead, Wendy.
Go
I
for it,
feel-
Wendy.
I feel like it's a pretty easy transition coming from what Costanza was talking about. That's pretty related to, I guess, the only thing I feel like I can share today or talk about today, which is my, I have been, like this week has been, I feel so scattered this week. I just feel like it was a week of a lot of spontaneous lying down on the couch because I felt so tired, you know, and I don't know why, because it's not like I've been staying up till 1 a.m. like sometimes I do to get work done. Maybe it's just too much going on in my head. I wanted to share one thing that I created during one of our office hours with Marnie.
Oh, good. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's like I found one of these fold up, things, and I just decorated it a little bit just to make it fun. And I needed a place to have all of my, like I have all of these different businesses going on. It's like, and this doesn't even, the thing is my main client that keeps me busy on a regular basis, that's not even on here. It's kind of a funny thing. So this is basically just so I can keep, because for me, I like the idea of having a digital system to keep myself organized, like what we have in the action portal. I've been using that lately so that I get reminders that something's coming up late or the deadline of something is coming up. I've been using that. So after MMM, I want to find something like monday.com that continues that process for me. So I continue to keep digital track of my projects. But in the meantime, I also like to have this because for me, out of sight, out of mind. If I don't have someplace where I can see it in my face, I can so easily forget that it's there, or it'll just slip through the cracks for me. So I've got my caricature business, I've got my book business, I've got my illustration business and miscellaneous. So the miscellaneous is, for miscellaneous, I have my e-course that I want to create so that it's always in my mind, like, okay, I still have this that I need to do, that I'm thinking about, and I want to not forget to do. My illustration business, a couple clients that miscellaneous clients that have asked me to do work for them. And I have like a couple months at a time that I've plastered up here. So I try to keep things, any deadlines that I come up with, I put them on this calendar. I've got my North Carolina trip I've got on here. Caricatures, I've been able to take a couple off of here, thank goodness. So I have these on sticky notes. So I had 4 on here originally. Thank goodness this week I was able to remove 2 of them. So I've only got 2 left. And then the book business is kind of funny. For the book business, I've got like so many different things on here. So I'm really glad I have this system for myself, just so I don't, just to not forget about the things that I want to do or the things that I have to do other than my main client. It's so funny when I was trying to think of what I could say to Constanza, and I was like, you know what, I honestly don't know how. I guess I don't really have a structure. I'm realizing as I was listening to her and her situation, I'm realizing I have a very loose system, but at the same time, I feel like that's what I asked myself while I was listening to her. I was asking myself, should I have more of a solid schedule? And I don't think that would work for me when I think about it. I feel like the fluid way of working is what I need right now, just because of the all the different things that I have to juggle. I need to be able to be flexible and to move things around based on priority. So I think the one thing that the more time that goes by that I don't hear from that one person about that job, the less worried I get that will end up being an issue for me.
Follow up and check in.
I did, let's see. Let's see. I can't remember if I don't remember if I touched base this Monday. I wanted to see if I would hear back, but I did end up using this program that I use called Send Out Cards, where you can upload your artwork onto online and create a card. And I thought, and what I decided to do was just, instead of sending yet another email, I decided to use some of the artwork that I used for my test project and create a card with it, put some of the little collection of the art inside that card and send that off just to say, just as a little reminder that I'm still there, you know, and looking forward to hearing back to see what if there's any feedback about the work that I sent. So.
Yeah, and I know we talked about it. I mean, feel free, and you know, you're following your energy, which is great, but just give yourself permission to feel free. It's completely acceptable to just say, you know, I'm making some decisions about, you know, other jobs, which is true, right? Like, you know, I'm making some decisions about other clients, and I'm looking at, you know, my next few months. If you could give me an you know, an update on when I can hear from you, because I'm holding off on things. That's completely professional, it's not pushy, and it's true.
Yeah, because I have been taking on some new, you know, some new projects, and it does concern me, like what happens with those if you know, if this job happens, then I will definitely have to change the way I work. And that's one thing I am very well aware of. I won't have a fluid, flexible, you know, way of working anymore. I will be an employee again, but I'll be working from home, but I will have to do what Constanza wants to do, which is create some structure. A structure for the way I work. That'll be kind of forced. I'll be forced into doing that. So yeah, that's something I think I'm going to do next week then, because I think this week I decided to see what would happen just naturally without contacting him at all. And by, I think this coming Monday, I think that marks basically 3 weeks since I sent that test project to him, and basically almost zero communication at all since then. So I don't think, I think especially since I've let, you know, a whole week go, like probably now it's been like more like a week and a half, almost 2 weeks maybe, since I last communicated with him at all.
Wow. Has that changed your feeling about it? I mean, are you?
I think about that, of course. The funny thing is, the e-course that I'm making is all about communication,
Yes.
you know? And I think about that a lot. And I'm like, he's really giving me a lot of extra stuff to add in my e-course.
Yeah.
And but one of the things, what I've launched this e-course with, the first segment of this e-course that I've decided is the base of understanding, learning to understand other people and their communication methods. And sometimes a person's communication method is zero communication. Some people are really, really bad at it. And their priorities are just, this individual is obviously not like me. But it doesn't mean that in the past, I would be very, very put off by it and offended, or not offended, but just like, well, why would I want to work with someone like that? But since I've worked with so many people, and now that I have also this understanding about my husband and his Asperger's possibility thing that he has, I'm realizing more and more, you know what, there are other things going on that we're not aware of regarding other people. And is this something that I ask myself, of course, is this something that I could live with on a regular basis? I'm like, well, in my situation right now, it's extremely frustrating because I'm not in a working relationship with this person yet.
Right.
Obviously, this person, what I do know, I have met him in the past, and one thing I am learning about him is he is just not a warm, fuzzy individual. He's just not the kind of person who cares, I guess. He doesn't put priority on making other people feel good. That's not he's a very one of those stereotypical businessman kind of guys.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can work with someone like that as long as I know that's what they are.
Right.
And I understand that about them. And I don't put it against him. It's just the way he is.
Of course.
As long as, and the thing is, I just have to, and the question is, can I accept that? Well, yeah, sure. But of course, in this situation, it's extremely inconvenient and frustrating.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So all this conversation, I'm glad to have it out loud because it's all been inside my head, and I appreciate the time to allow me to talk about this. So
yeah, stand up for yourself, be aware of what is and isn't changing. This is the ball. If you are offered the job, the ball is in your court, and you can make evaluations from there. I'm here for you with that. We are here for you with that. But yeah, I mean, I would say you need to know if this is a factor. So I'm glad you got to voice it a little bit, and just reach out, of course, as you get more news about that, for sure.
Thank you. And in the meantime, I feel like this is at least something. The only good thing that's coming out of this at this point is well, at least I am getting quite a lot of fodder for my e-course.
I know. Just last week you were saying
this situation.
Yeah. Just last week you were saying, yeah, I haven't been working on my e-course. The universe is like, okay, we'll just make sure that you have some material to work with about, communication with art directors and such. So that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Thanks, Wendy.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Marshmallow.
Yeah.
Sandy, you are next. So glad that you're here, though it's earlier for you, I know.
Oh, I know, the time shift just threw me off.
Oh no, I know. Anything in particular you'd like to explore or play with or intuitively dive into or practically dive into? Anything?
No, let's do something intuitive. I have no idea.
Cool. Is there, I'll just ask a couple of questions and then we can go from there. So one thing you said is that the time change is sort of throwing you. is there anything else that, boy, like another topic that's on your mind? If I ask you, how has your week been? How would you answer that in just a few words?
Hectic, but in a positive way.
Hectic in a
Positive results.
positive, hectic in a positive way.
Resulting.
Got it. Or in resulting in positive.
Mhm.
And if you look at the coming week ahead, if I asked you briefly how you would like to feel in the week ahead or the weekend ahead, how would you describe that or name that?
Kind of like lots to do, but it's shifting. The to-do list, excuse me, and that what is on the to-do list is shifting, and that's kind of a it's like, oh no, there's there's A, B, and C, and now there's E, F, G, and that, and so it's exciting, and that it's very exciting. So and I'm obviously talking about the book and that when I'm excited. I'm also really pissed off about school and the department head who leaned on me and counted on me for so many things, and now she's just being a total bitch. And so I mean, I even took school off my what I do list, and that in literal and everything else. And no matter what, even if I were to just teach for the high school, that she's still the department head of what I'm teaching to the high school. And that, but that would take some off my plate. I would honestly like to, I mean, if I could have my, my dream wish come true, I would really, I've been teaching for 10 years at the college, and I think 5 of them at the high school also. And I'm done. I mean, I'm really, I'd like to wrap it up and be complete. And and put what energy I do have, excuse me, allergies and that, and cats to supply allergen. I've thoroughly enjoyed, as hectic as it's been, creating the book, and I'm looking forward to doing the dog book, and that's kind of enthusiasm. But I think one of the things I'm really excited about is collaborating with people about those topics, and and doing workshops and doing talks and everything, and I'm as that comes up, one, from a technical standpoint, it is something I know how to do, so I don't have to learn that. I've done it in so many different ways, different types of things. I've, adapted, relatively well for an old lady, and that on Zoom and things. So, still a lot to go. And every once in a while I go, oh, why don't I know how to do that? But in the bigger picture, I feel like I've learned and adapted to a lot of stuff that, weren't foreseeably in my future, maybe last year, and that. So
yes.
So that part's really, really exciting. From a feel-good part, I mean, like, the top of my feel-good part is the working relationship that I've had with Wendy, and that. The next thing on my feel-good part is what this has done for my brother. And that, sorry, emotions.
Yes.
And I can be such a bitch too, and here it looks like I actually care. But I do. And
You can't fool us with the bitch thing.
Yeah, I know.
You can't fool us.
Okay, there's someone I can't fool.
Can't fool us,
Yeah. But my brother has had such wonderful interactions and with different people as he's been excited about the book. And, this person wants, how soon will it be ready? When can they get one? Then it's like he was telling, he had a doctor's appointment yesterday, I think it was. I'm losing track of days and that of what they're called. and he was telling them that we're making a t-shirt. And so the doctor says, okay, well, I'm ordering a t-shirt and and I want to buy a book, and all that. And he's just like, he's our little tell people about it machine, and machine in a positive way. And it's just like, let's wind him up, send him out. And he is excited about it. It's really bringing meaning into his life, at this time. And that was what I had hoped for. And it's pretty amazing.
Oh, that's so wonderful.
I know, for an unemotional bitch, I can fall apart with my friends.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Again, you can't fool any of us. We know you're all soft and cushy in there.
Oh, I know.
So if one thing that that's coming to me based on what I heard, just play with this. If what comes to mind, if I say, if your phrase was, if I could be a full-time blank, if I could be a full-time blank, that's what I love to hear. Because a couple of times you said, gosh, what I really want to focus on, finish that phrase.
It's kind of weird. I feel really good and excited about the cat book. It's turned out to be, it's a magnificent project and product, and filling, some needs besides my own family personal needs, and it's, as we work on it and wrap it up and everything, and have little things poke their fingers out and go, but I'm not done yet. Come pay attention to me. It's like, where'd you come from? Why didn't you speak up last week? That when we were doing it. Oh my God. But the thing that has me really propelled about, moving into this next step, and that is the dog book. And I'm just like really excited about it. And it just kind of blends so well. And I was happy because you guys seemed to be happy, with the little, relatively unscheduled, thought through stuff last week that I did about the communication styles in dogs and everything. And that type of thing then just like bolsters me. And I realize that I'm just, I'm looking for, survival ways, and that, financial survival ways to not have to teach school. And I see this as, moving in that direction, and that it's right now it's still in the costing stage, and that it's not in the turning anything around stage, but there's pieces from it that can be standalones that are separate from that. And as you magnificent creator of workshops there's pieces of this that just lean towards additional workshops and everything. And I'm excited about that. The topic's fun. The people that are excited about it are fun. I mean, it's I still have the side of me that doesn't stray real far from the suicide world, from the prevention world. And I know that world goes on with or without me, but I know that there's things that can be done for it that help it. And I get calls. I mean, people call me and, this is happening, X, Y, and Z. What should I do? Is there someone I could take them to? Is there, and that. And I welcome those in the sense of, I'm so glad that I'm a resource, and that can just, you tell me you need something along that line and, bingo, I can set you up with the right resource. And, yeah, and I mean, even one person who needed a resource for a close relative of theirs and some different resources, is ending up, helping with some pieces with the book and that. So it just is interesting, how that works. So
Yes.
yeah, does that give you enough material? And that, Dr.
Yeah,
Martin?
so let's look at, again, let's not work for a moment, just a moment. Let's not look at the money part.
Mhm.
And let's just name the roles that you love. So I've heard you say collaborator,
Mhm.
right? Creator.
Uh-huh.
What are some other just the roles, sort of like the dream roles, like just the things that, again, if we're just going for gold and what you really enjoy, workshop, right?
Yeah, I always say my favorite part is mock-up.
Yes. So, and
but
tell me more about what that means. Mock-up. You mean like the sort of the creation, the initial creation?
creation, getting it going, getting it out there, and that, and then I do enjoy the follow-up too.
Mhm.
So, but there's a part of mock-up that's energizing in the creativity piece of it. And
Mhm.
so, I enjoy that, but I don't want to live in mock-up all the time.
Yes, yes. Anything else, if we're just looking at like the joy parts or like what you're really enjoying about both of these books?
Meaning and purpose.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's meaning and purpose behind what's being done.
Mhm. Mhm.
And it's something that has meaning, it's beyond just me for meaning and purpose, but it brightens other people's lives.
Mhm. So if we had to say, sort of make a list of the dream full-time roles, just playing with this, let me know if we're missing anything. I have collaborator, creator, meaning maker, and then what could we do as a role for like a mocker-upper? A mocker-upper, a whipper-upper, a dreamer. Is there another word is mocker-upper good, or is there another word that comes to
I
mind?
like mocker-upper.
Mocker-upper, I kind of like that too. Have I missed anything? If we're just sort of right now playing with the dream roles.
I think we have creative, we have meaning, we have collaboration, we have mock-up.
Wendy's suggesting producer. Does
Oh,
that
producer.
resonate?
Uh-huh.
Okay, that resonates as well.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay, so we're just playing here. This is just play. So we've got meaning maker, mocker-upper, collaborator, creator, producer. Is there anything that feels like it needs to be on that list so far? Or does that feel pretty complete at the moment? In terms of tickling all your favorite parts of things you're doing
Yeah,
right
I
now
mean,
that you want to
since each part has, has parts within parts.
Right. But does that feel pretty complete for the moment?
Yeah, for now,
Okay.
that's pretty good.
So if we're just playing, I would love to hear just a number from 1 to 10, just whatever comes first. All right. And again, we're just playing with this. There's nothing definitive here. But if I say, I'm going to say a phrase, a series of phrases, and I just invite you to say from 1 to 10, how excited, energized, alive, on purpose it makes you feel without thinking too much. 10 is the most excited, alive, passionate, on purpose, yes. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And I will also say, as a reminder, all of these are things that make you excited. So we know that. All right. So meaning maker. So the phrase is, I am a full-time meaning maker. Give me a number.
9.
Okay. I am a full-time mocker-upper.
Probably 8,
Okay. I'm a full-time collaborator.
10,
I'm a full-time creator.
8,
I am a full-time producer.
9.
Okay, cool. So just from that experience, anything you're aware of just from that experience?
I'm pretty busy here.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, I mean, those are the things that are the core under what I want to be doing.
Mhm. And is there anything that feels, do they all still feel like, I mean, do they all still feel, because your top one was collaborator,
Mhm.
right? Does collaborator does it kind of fold in all the other stuff, or does collaborator feel separate, like its own thing? I mean, I know they're all overlapping.
I think within the context of all the other things, collaborator is pretty crucial.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sometimes there's a simple interaction with another person that is a one-off, and can be an amazing collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's other collaborations that, you like to have last longer, or, they kind of, they're there, and you're doing them. And, I mean, unless it's a total full-time thing, I mean, you could be doing it as a project.
Mm-hmm.
And that, so, depending upon where things, how they move. And
Mm-hmm.
so, I mean, when we kind of started, and that when I, jumped back into Marnieland, it was kind of for the substance of the collaboration, and the
Yes.
creative juices flowing, and the encouragement of it as a realistic profession.
Mm-hmm.
Not,
Yes.
and I mean, that's what I, was
Yes.
looking for, what I wanted, what I had experienced. And I mean, there's cool stuff and cool people out there. And
Yeah.
that, but I feel like, I came home to, to Marnieville, and I like that. It's, I mean, the people that I get to hang out with, and our group, and, doing surprise projects, things that you never thought, in years would be something you'd be doing. And
Yes.
that, and, and they come, and they, mature, and everything. So
My invitation to you to play with is to name, just for fun, to try on this, name a new job for yourself, like naming what your new full-time work is, because you're claiming it now, right? You're getting rid of school, you're really stepping in. And part of saying, like, okay, I'm going to create something that is, monetarily, financially stabilizing, part of that is naming what that is. And so I would invite you to play with creating a new word, and maybe it's just for yourself, creating a new word that combines all of this, that you can name your new full-time work. My full-time work is, I'm a collabor meaning mocker upper. I'm a collabor mocker meaning deucer aider. Or Constance said she heard the role of the believer. I am a full-time collabeliever maker. And this may not be anything you ever share with anybody else, but it's almost like a mantra. And especially when things are shitty with school, it's like, no, I am a full-time collabeliever maker. There it is. I am a collabeliever maker, mocker upper. And, the idea is just like creating a new identity for yourself, and maybe a funny word. Again, it may not be anything beyond this exercise, but it's like, you get to make your own ticket here. That's what this is. And part of your making your own ticket is naming what the heck it is. And that name is anything that you want.
True.
And that's sort of what I wanted to, that's kind of where I was playing with this.
Awesome.
A collabeliever maker. Sandy Roberts, full-time Collabeliever maker.
Mhm. I love that.
So that would be my invitation to just try that on.
I am in fact Sandy Roberts, the full-time Collabeliever maker.
Awesome. And play with that. And because you have so many different projects, maybe it's playing with what your own ville and land is. You know, you're talking so endearingly about Marnieville and Marnieland, and maybe there's a Collaborland, you know, that that's, you know, part of, you know, maybe what you're stepping into is I'm the full-time queen of Collaborator land, or who knows what. So those are just things that I just encourage you to kind of play with, you know, putting on that hat, trying it on, stepping into it, and we're all behind you with that.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I hope that play was helpful.
Thank you,
Thanks
my
for-
dear subjects. Thank you very much.
Yes. Well, we also know you're already know you're the bequeather of permission.
I am the bequeather of permission.
Awesome. So let's just do a quick wrap around. Anything you want to share before we wrap up today? Let's see, Jan, you went first, hoping that you're feeling a bit better than when you signed on. Anything you want to voice before we wrap up? You are, let's see, you are muted at this point.
Hi, I am feeling somewhat better. I think I'm still gonna rest the rest of the day and see how I feel in the morning, but I thank everyone for the bit of mojo that I found here today. Just in being in
Awesome.
that collaborative, juicy energy.
Excellent. Thank you. Fantastic. Let's see. Sandy was next. No, Carol was next. Thank you, Sandy. I mean, Carol. Gosh, I'm looking right at Sandy and I've got her Collabeliever maker in my head. Thank you, Carol, for sleep, sounder sleep, and things that we can play with. Lily, our improvisational director producer. Anything you'd like to voice?
Yes, I like to sell tickets to my event. Number one, I thank all my performers. You can have guests free tickets. And I would just like a quick show of hands, and you tell me because I can't see anybody while I'm doing this. Who liked it that you all sang together, or do you think that there should just be one person singing the stanza and then each person sings their own instrument? That we should all be quiet while the one person sings their instrument.
So why don't you just put in the chat, perhaps?
Thank you.
Either all sing together or solo instrument. How's that?
Thank you, everybody.
Awesome. Awesome. After Lily was...
I was after Lily.
Yep,
I think.
I think so too.
Yeah. I just feel inspired to have, for myself, to have the lookout of restructuring my work and also having the mental capacity right now to really work at it and look into it. And I love that Wendy is looking to reorganize her business on a structural level, and that in a way Sandy is also reorganizing her business identity, even if it is if it's more on roles. And I think I will put something up in the next few weeks where we can discuss things on the portal as well and exchange where we are, or build energy together if any of you are interested. So I feel very inspired.
Awesome. Awesome. Wendy.
I was really concerned at first after the exercise with Carol that I was going to be basically asleep for the rest of the day, but thank goodness, thanks to my 15 minutes with everyone and talking through things, getting my mind awake again, I feel energized again, thank goodness, because my day isn't over yet. I still have work to do, so.
Yes, yes, yes. Sandy. master of all ye roles, now in a full-time position to be determined.
Yes, and, although I am a Collaba lever maker and that, so yeah, thank you. Sorry I was late. It was for a good reason, and I'm glad that I made it in time to really be part of everything.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. Great session. I'll post summaries and today's map date, now Friday to Friday. Mwah. Big love, everybody.
Mwah.
Bye. Bye.